All right. Welcome to, well, first off, let me actually say happy Father's Day to everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a live stream showing off the G.I. Joe classified scale, 1/12 scale, G.I. Joe hovercraft. Before I do, give me a moment. I'm going to share this stream in a couple threads. So give me one brief second, just so that way I can do that here. I do apologize for any little delays here. Give me 1 second. Let's go to share Facebook. And then I'm going to copy the link, share it on a couple groups I'm in. Give me 1 second here. Again, I apologize for delay. I am posting this actively in some groups. Again, this is the G.I. Joe classified scale hovercraft I'm going to be showing off. It is complete, and I am pretty excited to show this off. This has taken quite a while to do. For anybody who wants to know when I'm going to release the files, for people who've pre-ordered them, they will be released today. So stay tuned for that. Again, will be released today. I am officially live here. All right. So now, with all that being said, again, happy Father's Day to everybody who's watching. Again, this is a classified scale G.I. Joe hovercraft that I'm going to be unveiling to you guys. So I know you all didn't come on here to see my ugly mug. So with that being said, dun, 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 dun. And then for all of you who want to see a side-by-side scale or comparisons, let's see. And for anybody who said this is too small or anything like that, these fit here. I mean, they fit amazing. I did have to rework certain things. That's why it did take a little bit longer than normal. One of the things I didn't like originally with my cannons, the cannons were flopping. So I added little notches on the inside so they can go into several different positions here. So no more floppy cannons. I mean, these ones stay up pretty good. Surprise. Well, that one doesn't. Same with, as you can see, this front door comes down. So it's what I did with this, just to show you guys. Some light here. Let me add some light. Give me a second here. All right. So I added notches in the corners, and then there's little notches there. Sorry, this isn't really cleaned up all that well, but it stays perfect. Also, one of the things I did add were, and I'm going to give you guys the size screws you're going to need. The plastic pegs were breaking. I wanted this to be able to be pretty sturdy and not have any plastic pegs break. So it worked out perfect. You can get these at Home Depot, Lowe's, all that good stuff. I wanted to show you guys the size here. Also, screws right there on each side. Now, the file set will come with plastic pegs, so you can download those if you want, if you wish. But again, I did... I felt like screws were better. They're $1 something. So in my opinion, it's worth doing that. You look here, there is plenty of room. There are foot pegs inside. So there are foot pegs in there. A lot of detail. It's hard to see with the light in here, but there is a lot of detail in there. I wanted there to be quite a bit of room, and that closes up really nice. Got rock and roll right here, rocking out. Let's put these back down. And I'm going to show you some of the changes I made with the rocket launchers here on the side. One thing I did was, and I hated with the original, was the type of system it had on it. So I changed and added, instead of a couple little pegs or I guess notches is more or less what they were that kept it in place. I added, it's a cylinder, or it's like a peg you plug in, but the peg has notches on it, so it easily stays in different positions. Also, the rocket launcher, here, let me pull a rocket out here. Like the original one, the rockets sometimes would just, fall right out. So I added on the back of this, there's a hole, which also later on I will design blast effects. And then in the inside, here, let's see here. It's hard to do this from this angle. Well, you can't really see it, but there's a notch that plugs into the rocket. So that way the rocket stays. The engine panels, like the original, are removable. As you can see there. The only thing that there is an issue with right now are these depth charges. I need to downsize them. I'm going to print up some more. These spin by hand. The original one, I know everybody liked that the pump, all that, you would make the mechanism work. That is something that maybe later on down the line I will incorporate, but due to timing and just, things like that, I didn't do that. But I did design the back to be able to incorporate gears with Spacewise. So that little piece can be done. Of course, this rotates. Guns move up and down. Let's see. I'll show you guys some better pictures. Also, for anybody who's asked about size, the size on this I have posted multiple times. I'm not going to keep posting it. You guys just got to look at the pictures that I posted online. Also on my website, s3dtoys.com. By the way, if you've pre-ordered the files, you're going to get those today. If you haven't pre-ordered files and you still would like them, today only, for being Father's Day, the files will still be at the same price as the pre-order price. Now, tomorrow, because I think right now I have the file set at 108. Tomorrow, I am raising the price to 150, and that's going to be the permanent price from now on for the whale. Maybe later on down the line, I'll offer a special or a sale, but because of how much time this took and the amount of detail, I did feel like, this definitely deserves a premium price. Let me kind of rotate her around here just to kind of show you guys. Somebody asked me why I made this cockpit too big. Well, I made it too big because, number one, I felt like, which he kind of, answered himself when afterwards, Cutter was a sitting duck. Any figure you put in there, I felt like they had no protection. Now they have protection. Plus, I wanted a lot of room. And then also with the way the design is on this, plus I felt like, what? They should be able to, if let's say something happens, they want to jump into the main portion of the whale, they can, because as you can see the figures down there. So if one of them wants to hand, the other one an MRE, they can do that, whatever it is you want your figures to do. I did make plenty of room with a little bit of a gap so they can access this main portion up front here. You do have your vanes. The vanes don't move, but just to kind of show you, now I did design plastic pegs, but the screws also fit with these as well, and it makes it more durable. One of the things I did change was, instead of having, like, you have your top peg that's built in here, there is none down here. You have a little tiny square piece that I've designed that's like a peg that fits in, and then you could screw it in from the bottom up into the actual the shroud. And so I did that on purpose to make it easier. Again, this still needs to be a little bit cleaned up, but I did want for today to be able to show this off. And then we have the motorcycle here. The motorcycle does turn with the wheel there a little bit. I will go ahead and put a figure on there. Same with, if anybody wants to see the sled, I will show you guys the sled with a figure on the sled. Again, these aren't primary vehicles. These are just little accessories that come with this. So it wasn't a main focus of mine to make it, super, super detailed. Although there is quite a bit of detail. It does resemble the original one. So again, it does resemble the original. The wheels do turn. If you want to do TPU, you can. I do the hard plastic. There's no point in doing the TPU with something like this. You put the figure on there. Here, let's see. One thing I don't want to do is break this on camera. That would really suck. And again, for anybody who's just now joining, this is the classified scale G.I. Joe hovercraft, aka whale. Again, for all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. I hope you guys are having a great, fantastic day. As you can see, he does fit. He's a little big on it, although CoverGirl, I had her on the other day and she fit perfect. But again, this is just a little mini vehicle that it comes with. It does roll. So if you want that, again, it does come with it. Anybody who buys this hovercraft, like a printed version, are going to get multiple parts of certain things. Like, so for example, let me show you guys the missile launcher here. So the missile launcher, when I was telling you guys about, this is the piece here. Just in case, I have found some of these have snapped, not very many when doing the test prints. I do print these at 100% infill. I try to make it to where, this prints with no issues. This here has some notches on it, and there's little notches in here. So that way, when you're trying to rotate, you hear this, it stays in place. Don't worry, that's not it cracking. But anybody who orders these are going to get a bunch of spare parts of these, just in case, just to be on the safe side. I do believe that, you guys should have extras of those so that you guys will have. The other thing as well, let me show you guys the boat here, or the little sled. Got the sled. I think the sled came out really nice. It looks real pretty. Again, for being something real small, nothing major. He does fit on it perfectly. So again, I think this was like I don't know if this is like an escape sled or what this was. There were never guns on it. So I'm sure this is something that, maybe they want to be stealth or, go on to sneak onto something or whatever. They come out of it. But again, put it in there, fits perfect. Obviously, I got rid of the little punch thing that you push for the sled to be released, since that function does not exist on this model. Again, that was done on purpose, as I didn't want it to come out on this model. As you guys can see, everything, for the most part, looks like the original with some updates and upgrades to it. Me personally, I'm real happy with this. I hope you guys are too. Again, if you guys would like to pre-order the files, if you haven't already, today and today only, the files will be 108 on my website exclusively. That's s3dtoys.com. You would go under store, and then I can actually show you guys navigate wise. So here is my website. If you go to store, and there are categories right here for products. You go to STL files, although I think it was just right there. Right now it's 108. Tomorrow it's going to be 150. So right now it's 108. Tomorrow will be 150. So I definitely recommend purchasing that while you can. Also, if you look here under 3D printed vehicles, I do have it available online, and under there it does show the dimensions of the actual whale. Now, I know the price is steep. This thing uses a lot of filament and takes a lot of time. So please be understanding about that. It's nothing personal. I'm not making a huge profit on that by any means. Um, I'm basically probably make a couple $100 on that, to be honest, and that is due to the fact that he uses a lot of filament, and more so because of supports. You have to print this in a certain way to where you want, the pegs and all that not to get warped and other little things. So half of it is supports, and then because some of the parts are fragile parts, you print them at 100% infill, which in turn will use more filament. um, and of course the time, you know the effort for the design, a lot of that plays into everything. And so I know there's going to be people out there that are going to say, screw that. I'm not going to pay $900 plus shipping for a 3D printed whale. This guy is crazy, he's out of his mind, blah, blah, blah. Well, unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of doing injection molding to be able to get this price down. So again, it's not personal. I'm not trying to price gouge or anything like that. It is what it is. But that's why I do offer, if anybody has a 3D printer, you can print your own. You're always more than welcome to do that. Um, if you don't have a 3D printer and you buy the files, you can always take it to a printing service. I'll tell you what, I have a friend of mine who he prints for me. He actually has a print farm. So when I get overwhelmed with orders, I do send him some stuff his way. Now, obviously, I get a better deal from him versus if you were to go directly through him. But he gave me a quote on what this would be if he were to directly print it for somebody, and it would be well over $1,000. So, and again, he offers a print service, and that's calculated on time and filament and machine costs and power and all that, and they take everything into consideration. So again, that's just how it is with that. So again, if you have your own printer, you can always just buy the file set, print these yourself. I do have a set to where you can't sell prints, you can't share or sell files. You pretty much have to agree to that when you purchase these. If you do want to sell prints, I do offer a licensing deal for anybody who is interested. Otherwise, like I said, you just print for personal use, meaning you're making your own. Again, just wanted to kind of show you the difference side by side. I mean, this thing is massive. Here, let's take a figure, and you can put him on top, and I mean, it's awesome how big this is. In fact, I kind of think sometimes these classified scale vehicles would be more, if you looked at true military scale, you know, this would be more the right size for this, but because it's toy scale, this is what you get for a classified figure. But if it were real, one to one, this is probably more accurate, because then you could fit probably a Jeep in here, like a Stinger or a Vamp or whatnot. You could probably fit that in here and stuff like that. You'd have more room. You can, you know, you could do so much more. But again, it is toy scale. I'm For anybody who says it's too big, too small, trust me, it's not. It's actually the perfect size. Had I gone any smaller, it would have been too small, and I definitely couldn't have gone any bigger because it would have been too big. I honestly feel like this is perfect. Now, if you buy the files and you want to upscale or downscale, you could always do that in Cura. That is up to you. I do know that the Cobra Stun I made, that was actually too big. I liked it a little bit big, but somebody referred to it the other day. It looked like a Power Wheel, um, and it actually, now it's kind of stuck in my mind. I'm like, damn, it kind of does look like a freaking Power Wheel. So I admit the Cobra Stun was way too big. I could have probably downsized that about 30%, and it would have looked a little bit better. But for what I've done, I feel like this is perfect scale. So again, I mean, the guys, the characters, they have so much room in there, which is something that you just did not have with the original. And so, yeah, I'm just really real stoked. I'm super excited about this. I definitely can't wait to see what you all think, and can't wait to see your guys' take on this. This one is spoken for a customer, and then I'm going to be printing up another one actually starting today for another customer. Um, and then after that, there's still room available if anybody wants to pre-order one of these for themselves as well for a printed version. Again, thank you guys so much for taking the time. I know that most of you have kids, want to spend time with your families. It is Father's Day. So, again, happy Father's Day, everybody. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for visiting and taking your time out of your day to check this out. I will be posting and sharing this video on my website and everywhere else online. So again, thank you guys. Happy Father's Day. This has been S3D Toys and Yo Joe. All right, that was cheesy. All right, you guys, be good, be safe. God bless.